Am I the a-hole for refusing to help my parents care for the son they adopted? Story. I got pregnant in college and wanted to end the pregnancy, but my parents threatened to cut me off financially if I did. They convinced me to carry to term, and once the baby was born, they adopted him, making him legally my brother. I don't hate him, but he reminds me of a traumatic time in my life, so I keep my distance and only visit home about twice a year. My brother is now 12, and he's difficult to handle. My parents are in their 70s, exhausted and deeply unhappy with their retirement because they are still fully caring for him. They recently asked me to start helping with his care, but I refused. I told them he is their son and their responsibility. They and some relatives called me cruel and said I should fix the mess I made. I feel they created this situation by forcing my choices, and I owe them nothing. Am I the a-hole? Let's discuss this.
Wow.
I mean, that is heavy. And the real conflict here, it's not just about childcare, is it? It's about autonomy, about a choice that was completely taken away from her.
Oh, completely. And I think the starting point for any analysis have to be that initial, you can't even call it a demand. It was a threat.
Right. It was, do this or we cut you off. That's pure coercion.
Exactly. They use their financial power to force a major medical decision. But what's really fascinating, from a legal perspective, is what they did next.
The adoption.
The adoption. By doing that, they legally made him their son. So legally, the poster is 100% correct. The boy is her brother.
She has zero legal responsibility.
Zero. None. They created this ironclad legal barrier between their daughter and any obligation to this child. And now
they're trying to enforce a moral obligation that they legally erased.
That's the perfect way to put it. When they say, fix the mess I made, they're pointing back to the biological connection, but they're totally ignoring the legal framework that they built.
Just such a massive contradiction. But okay, let's try to, look at it from the parents' side for a second. Because their reality now sounds pretty awful too.
Oh, absolutely. They're in their 70s, and they have a 12-year-old who, in her words, is difficult to handle. That's a huge undertaking at that age.
They're probably physically and emotionally just burned out.
Yeah.
They must have completely misjudged what parenting in their 70s would actually feel like.
Well, you see this with late-life caregiving. I mean, it's an incredible commitment. You're signing up for full-time parenting when your own health might be starting to decline. They basically traded their retirement for this.
Which is a valid point, but the poster's argument is that this entire catastrophe, their ruined retirement, the stress, all of it, is the direct result of that choice they forced on her.
And she's not wrong. You can't separate the current problem from how it began. She's essentially holding them accountable for the long-term consequences of their own actions.
Yeah, actions that, violated her autonomy in the most profound way. And she mentions trauma. You can't just brush that aside.
Right. Her keeping her distance, it doesn't sound like it's about being cruel. It sounds like it's a boundary.
A necessary boundary, maybe, for her own mental health.
I think so. So what you have is this impossible situation. It's a trauma survivor trying to protect herself versus two elderly parents who were in a crisis of their own making.
My take is that the key issue is parental coercion and emotional manipulation of a major life choice. Based on that, I think the poster was not in the wrong because the parents created this financial and caregiving situation entirely through their threats and choices. But what do you think? Was the poster in the wrong? Let us know your judgment in the comments below. And make sure you like and subscribe to Clear Cut Narratives for more deep dives like this.